All right, welcome back, everyone. Today, we're going deep on something pretty interesting. You sent this in, right? The Jevons Paradox.
Yeah.
So the idea is sometimes when you try to make something more efficient,
Uh-huh.
it doesn't actually lower how much you use.
Right.
It might actually make you use more. And we're going to look at this when it comes to AI.
Yeah.
And we're using that shift.txt excerpt that you sent in. You ready to
Absolutely.
see how it all...
Big implications.
Yeah, it's a big one, huh?
Especially with how fast AI is changing.
Right. So I guess for anyone listening who maybe hasn't heard of this Jevons paradox before, let's start with a really simple example. Imagine you buy a car,
Okay.
super fuel efficient, right?
Yeah.
You're thinking, okay, less gas, better for the environment, win-win.
Yeah.
But then what sometimes happens is because it's so cheap to drive now,
Yeah.
you actually drive more.
You do.
You take those longer trips, errands that you'd normally skip, and it ends up maybe you're not even saving any gas after all.
That's the core of it, yeah.
Yeah.
That rebound effect.
Oh, okay.
Even if one thing gets more efficient, we might just do a ton more of it.
Oh, I see.
And then end up using even more.
Okay, so how does that connect to AI?
Right.
Because the excerpt you sent uses this really interesting example of an AI train, right?
Yeah.
Can you walk us through that a little bit?
Okay, so imagine a city builds a brand new train system.
Mm-hmm.
It's super high speed, right? Hyper efficient, cheaper than driving, way less polluting.
Okay.
Everybody's thrilled.
Right.
But because it's so good, it becomes how everyone wants to travel for everything.
Okay.
More people commute from further away. Businesses can, reach further.
Yeah.
Tourism explodes.
Wow.
Suddenly you need more trains, more electricity to run them, more tracks, more stations.
Yeah.
All that new infrastructure,
Right. So it's almost like that initial efficiency
Yeah.
gets
Gets eaten up.
yeah, by how much everyone wants to use it?
Exactly.
Okay, so is that what we're saying AI is like then?
It could be, yeah.
That it makes things so efficient that we end up consuming more, not less.
Yeah, that's the worry.
Because AI is already optimizing all this stuff, right?
It is.
Healthcare, how we get around, how things are made. But are we saying it's kind of like that train?
Well, yeah, the efficiency can lead to things we don't expect.
Oh, this is already making me nervous because the excerpt even mentions AI making cars more fuel efficient, but then more people might buy cars.
Right, exactly.
Or AI making farms better.
Yeah.
But then global demand for food just keeps going up. So are we stuck in this loop where efficiency just makes us use more no matter what?
Well, it's not hopeless. I wouldn't say that.
Okay, good.
But it is a big shift.
Okay.
We need to really understand it.
Yeah.
Think about the Industrial Revolution, right? Steam engine,
Yeah.
using coal as fuel.
Yeah.
Amazing progress. But it totally changed the economy.
Oh, yeah.
And it had big consequences for the environment.
It did.
We could be at the start of something similar with AI.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying AI could be as big a deal as coal was back then?
It has that potential.
That's a pretty big statement.
Well, we could see whole industries built around AI, existing ones completely transformed.
Right.
Just like with coal, it's not just about the fuel itself.
Yeah.
It's the whole economic system
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
that grows up around it.
So we got to be ready for some major changes to the whole economy.
I think so, yeah.
But what about the environment?
Right.
You mentioned consequences earlier.
Yeah, that's where it gets complicated. AI could be a great tool for helping the environment, but it could also make things worse.
Oh, okay.
Think about all those massive data centers
Yeah.
running all those AI algorithms 24/7.
Using a ton of energy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Right.
And all the electronic waste as people upgrade to the latest AI gadgets.
Oh, yeah. That's a good point.
So it's really a double-edged sword
Yeah.
when it comes to the environment.
Okay, but what about us, regular people?
Right.
How does AI change, society, our everyday lives?
Well, AI could make inequality worse.
Oh, okay.
If only the people who can already afford it get all the benefits,
Yeah.
then the gap between the haves and have-nots could widen even more.
Oh, that's a good point.
And then there are the ethical questions,
Yeah.
who controls these powerful AI systems?
Yeah, who gets to decide?
Exactly.
Exactly.
How do we make sure they're used fairly and responsibly?
Yeah.
These are things we need to be thinking about now,
Right.
not later.
Wow. This is a lot to think about.
It is.
So it's not just is AI good or bad? It's
Right.
This whole web of effects
Exactly.
that we got to understand.
And thankfully, the excerpt you sent actually offers some solutions, too.
Oh, good.
Ways we can navigate this shift responsibly.
Okay, let's hear it. Because right now it feels like we're on this, like, runaway AI train.
Yeah.
And we got to figure out how to steer it.
Before it's too late.
Yeah, exactly. Before it's too late.
Let's dive into those solutions then.
Okay.
Remember, it's not about being against AI. It's about
Right.
using it well.
Using it responsibly.
And making sure it's sustainable.
All right, let's do it. All right, so we've kind of established that this AI train, it's got some serious speed, right?
It does.
And we really got to make sure we're steering it in the right direction so it benefits everybody, not just those like in the fancy first class seats.
Right, exactly.
So let's actually dig into some of those solutions that the excerpt talked about. Like
Okay.
what really jumps out at you as like a promising way to deal with this?
Well, I think one of the most important things is going to be policy.
Policy.
Yeah, like government intervention.
Okay. Good.
Governments really have a big role to play here, making sure AI is developed and used in a way that avoids those Jevons Paradox downsides.
That makes sense, but what kind of policies are we talking about?
Right, we need to get specific.
Yeah, like give us some examples.
Okay, so one idea is regulations
Okay.
that encourage companies to make their AI systems more energy efficient.
Okay, so like almost like we have energy efficiency standards for appliances.
Yeah, exactly.
Or for like buildings,
Right.
but for AI algorithms.
Exactly, like how much energy can they use
Oh,
per unit of computation, something like that.
interesting.
Yeah, and we could also look at economic incentives, right?
Okay.
To kind of nudge things in the right direction.
Yeah.
Like what if we had carbon taxes
Oh,
or
yeah.
cap and trade systems
Mm-hmm.
specifically for AI? So if a company develops an AI that uses a ton of energy,
Yeah.
it costs them more.
Oh, so you're like putting a price tag on that environmental cost.
Right, making it visible.
I like that. But sometimes regulations and taxes, people don't love those.
I know.
What about like the innovation side?
Yeah.
Can't we make AI more sustainable just by like improving the technology itself?
Absolutely. And there's a lot of really cool research happening in what's called green AI.
Green AI.
Okay. Yeah. For example, scientists are working on making algorithms that are just inherently more energy efficient.
Oh, okay. So they can do the same stuff,
Yeah.
but use less energy.
Exactly. Less computing power.
Oh, that's cool. What else?
Well, we're also seeing research into new kinds of hardware,
Okay.
like neuromorphic chips.
Neuromorphic chips. What are those?
So these are chips that are actually inspired by the human brain.
Wow.
They could process information way more efficiently than our current silicon chips.
So they're more like how our brains work.
Yeah, they try to mimic that.
That's amazing.
And that means they can do really complex things,
Mm-hmm.
but use a lot less energy.
Wow, that sounds like sci-fi almost.
It kind of is.
So we could have a future where AI is super powerful,
Yeah.
but also doesn't guzzle energy. But let's be real, we can't just like rely on scientists to fix everything.
Right. Technology alone isn't going to solve this.
Yeah, it's going to take more than that.
We need a shift in how we think and behave.
Okay, so what can we do, like as individuals, besides just waiting for those brain chips to be invented?
Well, it starts with being more mindful
Mindful. Yeah.
about how much we're relying on AI stuff.
Right, so like all those AI-powered devices and services and things.
Yeah, exactly. Do we really need to use that AI voice assistant?
Mm-hmm.
Or could we just do it ourselves?
Yeah.
Could we walk or bike instead of taking that AI-powered ride-sharing service?
So it's like being more intentional about how we use AI.
Exactly.
And realizing that, like, convenience comes at a cost.
It does.
Maybe we should even start asking ourselves, do I actually need AI for this?
Yeah.
Or is there, like, a simpler way to do it
Right. A less resource-intensive way.
that doesn't use as much energy and stuff?
Exactly. Finding that balance between AI's benefits
Yeah,
and being responsible with our resources.
I like that. And this probably goes for, like, what we buy, too, right?
Sure, absolutely.
Like, supporting companies that are making energy-efficient AI.
Yeah. Or companies that use renewable energy to power their data centers.
Right. So we can actually like use our purchasing power to kind of push things in the right direction.
Exactly. It sends a signal
Yeah, a collective signal
to the market
about what we want.
about what we value.
But being honest, like what we do as individuals can only go so far, right?
It's true. Yeah.
We need bigger changes.
Systemic changes.
Yeah, exactly.
We need governments and businesses to step up.
Okay, how can they do that?
Well, they need to invest in renewable energy sources.
Okay, so getting off fossil fuels.
Right. And promoting a circular economy.
You've mentioned circular economy a couple times.
Yeah.
Can we pause there for a sec? For people who maybe haven't heard that term before,
Sure.
can you break it down? What does that even mean?
Yeah, so a circular economy is all about eliminating waste
Okay.
and pollution by keeping resources in use for as long as possible.
Oh, okay.
So it's about designing products that could be repaired,
Yeah.
reused, or recycled.
Okay, so when we're talking about AI,
Yeah.
what does that look like?
Well, it means designing hardware that lasts longer,
Okay.
that you can easily upgrade,
Mm-hmm.
and that can be recycled responsibly at the end of its life.
So it's not just like make it, use it, throw it away.
Exactly. It's more like
Yeah.
make it, use it, reuse it, recycle it.
Yeah, closing the loop.
Yes. Closing the loop.
And how does that actually like connect back to AI specifically?
Well, imagine a future where AI hardware is designed with modular components.
Modular. Okay.
So you can easily swap out parts and upgrade them.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, that would reduce e-waste a lot.
Yeah, I can see that.
Or think about AI platforms that let people share computing power.
Oh, interesting.
So not everyone needs their own energy-guzzling servers.
Right, so it's not just the physical stuff, it's how we use the computing power itself.
Exactly.
And that can be more sustainable too.
Exactly. And all of this can work really well with the move towards renewable energy.
Okay.
If we power AI with clean energy
Mm-hmm.
and design it with this circular economy mindset,
Yeah.
we can really reduce the environmental impact.
Okay, so we've got policy, we've got green AI tech, we've got individuals changing their behavior,
Yeah.
and then this big idea of a circular economy.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah, it sounds like we need to do all of these things.
I think so, yeah.
Not just pick one.
It's not a silver bullet
Yeah,
situation.
Like a multi-pronged approach.
Absolutely. We need to weave all these things together
Mm-hmm.
to create a sustainable future for AI.
It's a big challenge,
It is.
but it's one we can't ignore.
No, we can't.
Because really, like, the future of AI is tied to the future of our planet.
It is, yeah.
It's not just about the technology getting better and better.
Right.
It's about making sure that progress
Yeah,
benefits everyone and doesn't wreck the environment.
absolutely.
So, we need to be smart about this.
We do.
Well said. So, as we move into the last part of our deep dive,
All right.
let's actually look at some real-world examples
Yeah, let's get concrete.
of how all of this is playing out,
Right.
ready to see the Jevons Paradox in action.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, so we've talked about the theory, right? We've brainstormed some solutions, but now let's actually see the Jevons Paradox in action.
All right.
Like real-world examples of how this is already happening with AI.
Yeah, good idea.
You ready to, get down to brass tacks?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so hit me with a good one. Where are we seeing this paradox playing out right now?
Well, let's start with something I bet you use all the time.
Okay.
Transportation.
Okay.
One of the hottest areas for AI right now is self-driving cars.
Oh, yeah, self-driving cars. Everyone's talking about those.
Right. And the promise is huge.
Yeah, what is it? Safer, less traffic, better fuel efficiency.
All of that.
Sounds amazing. Sign me up.
Right. But here's where the Jevons Paradox comes in.
Oh.
Even if each self-driving car uses less fuel than a human driver,
Okay.
the overall impact on energy consumption could actually be worse.
Really?
Yeah, it's kind of counterintuitive.
I'm seeing where you're going with this.
Yeah.
If self-driving cars are super safe and easy to use,
Yeah,
more people are going to want them.
they are, yeah.
They'll probably choose them over public transport or even just walking or biking.
Exactly. We might see people driving way more than they do now,
Oh, wow.
which means more congestion
Yeah.
and maybe even using more energy overall.
Even though the cars themselves are more efficient.
Exactly.
So it's not just about the tech being efficient.
Yeah.
It's about how that tech changes our behavior.
Yes.
It's like how much we end up using things.
Yeah, it's like this ripple effect.
Totally, yeah. It's like almost like squeezing a balloon, You push down on one part and it bulges out somewhere else.
That's a perfect analogy.
So what's another example?
Okay, well, how about AI in agriculture?
Okay, farming.
Yeah, imagine AI being used to optimize crop yields,
Okay.
reduce waste, make irrigation more efficient,
Sounds great.
right? All good goals.
Yeah.
But the Jevons Paradox suggests
Oh, here it comes.
that could actually lead to, you guessed it,
More food.
increased food production and consumption.
Wait, so because it's cheaper and easier to grow food, we might actually end up demanding more food.
Yeah, even if we don't need more to feed everyone.
Wow.
And then that increased production
Yeah.
could lead to even more land being used for farming.
Okay.
Maybe more deforestation
Oh, no.
and a bigger overall environmental impact.
Wow. So even in something like agriculture where AI seems like it would be good for the environment, we still got to watch out for these rebound effects.
Absolutely.
It really is like that balloon analogy, isn't it?
It is. And these are just two examples.
Yeah.
We can see this in healthcare, manufacturing, energy production.
So pretty much everywhere that AI is being used.
Pretty much, yeah.
The key is to like zoom out and look at the whole system,
Yes.
not just the one piece of technology.
Exactly. And it's not about being against AI or anything.
Right. It's about understanding it,
It's about awareness.
being proactive.
Yes. We need to understand how complex this is so we can make smart decisions about how we use it.
I like that. It's almost like we all need to become more AI literate.
Yeah, I love that.
It's not just about how the tech works, but like what impact it has on society, the environment, everything.
It's about the big picture.
Exactly. So if we had to like sum all this up into one key takeaway for our listeners,
Okay.
what would it be?
I'd say this. AI is a tool.
Okay.
And like any tool, it can be used for good or for bad. It's up to us to decide how we use it.
A good point.
It's not about stopping progress. It's about shaping it.
I love that. So to everyone listening out there, we challenge you, right? Think critically about AI. How can you contribute to using it responsibly and sustainably? What role do you want to play in shaping this AI-powered world?
It's a big question, but it's worth thinking about.
It is, because the future is, like, unwritten, right? And the choices we make today are going to determine what that future looks like.
Absolutely.
Well, on that note, I think we've reached the end of our deep dive into the Jevons Paradox and the world of AI.
That was a good one.
It was. Thanks for joining us on this journey, everyone.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We hope you learned something new and interesting along the way.
And keep exploring these topics.
Yes, read more, talk about it with your friends, be part of the conversation.
Yeah, because this is important stuff.
It is. It's shaping our future.
Exactly.
So until next time, keep learning, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.
See you next time.